Good morning. Happy Friday. Finishing up my daily checklist. Done. I'm in focus on the market. We hit all-time highs. Go see the daily. All-time highs. We were in that little region for a while, but then saw some strong pushes up after some big retracement candle, if you will. And then now we're pushing for all-time highs. So bullish momentum for now. We don't know because we still need to clear 24068.470. If we clear it, we might go up and see 24,200s. If not, going to be a big retracement back to these levels. I didn't stream yesterday. I want to take a break. But I did take these trades, and they turned out to be very profitable. First one was a loser, second one was a winner, third one was a winner, and fourth one was a winner. This I could have let it run for longer, but market was just very choppy, and I wanted to secure those 15 to 30 points. I think that's been working really well for me. Rather than waiting for those 50-point movers, good to just close them and get out. I am going to work on leaving some runners. In the past, if I've done it, they just come back and close break even or at a loss. So wouldn't mind just having those consistent green days. Keep going from there. The day before was pretty awful. This day up here when there was a lot of chop and I just gave up a lot of profits shifting narratives and lost that challenge account. But we're doing healthy on this account at the moment. Not much to go before I pass. Rule for the day is urgency kills. So being super patient for the candles to close. Buying or selling only at key levels. Avoiding the chop. That would be a big win. London session was a big sell-off. That's a huge range that's been printed. We have accumulated some nice big range over the London session, about points. Not much in hindsight, that's what we've been seeing, but let's say we went and tried to break all-time highs, but then saw a little bit of that correction during overnight session. Post market, it was just a big chop fest. Pre-market, we've seen some nice rally, come back, test this support region, and then moving up higher. So this could be an interesting place to see how price reacts. Especially at this point. Not much levels to draw here, but that level. Saying that, what happens today? Urgency kills, most definitely, but have to be very quick. Execute confirmation. That's me telling myself. Because if you see a setup, you don't take it, then what's the point? Be an A+ setup, take it. There is no such thing as an A+ setup. It's just a set of confluences you tell yourself. Can't control the outcome. If it's going to be profit or a loss, best. And managing risk, managing your profit targets, trade, your emotions, psychology. At the end, it's just clicking buttons, but there's more that goes behind it. A lot more. Some lessons for the day. Let's see how we go. Market opens at about 4 minutes. I did take E-minis yesterday. That was a nice trend that was going on. And once that trend broke, kind of saw some sell off as well. Saying that with E-minis, I save commissions, but the risk gets very high. In micros, there's a lot of commissions. Almost 20% of the whole trade goes up to micros because I'm doing 5 or 10 micros and in and outs. Maybe trading less with micros is the way to go. I'm still trying to find the balance. Still trying to hit that mark. How we go. Funny story. You do want to be profitable, or you want to come to the market attacking it like a normal job. The money come in every month, but you have to remind yourself trading is a business. Like any business, you're going to have some quarters which are losing, some quarters that are doing exceptionally well, some quarters that are break even. It's just the overall how you perform, and over the years, first year, second year, third year, is how you judge the performance of a system or a business. So That's my 2 cents. That's the story, that we're so conditioned being at a job that we forget trading can provide enormous amount of opportunity in a very short amount of time. So we just have to manage that, manage ourselves, break that conditioning. And this is not a job that pays you an hourly rate. The business, you're paid for the amount and the quality of decisions you take. Sometimes you have to be aggressive and fearless. Other times you have to just not do anything. Inaction is action. All our conditioning we've been taught growing up, work, free, form at work, scarcity mindset, where you tick the boxes every day. If you don't, then you just get fired from work or you don't progress in your career. While it's the same with trading, you have to tick some boxes. Those boxes are the rules you set out for yourself. That's your system that you have to follow. Hardest thing at times goes against our condition. Growing up, once you break that conditioning, get into that abundance mindset, there's a lot of opportunity. Scaling up prop firms, creating personal accounts, investing in financial markets, long-term portfolios. No such thing like, yes, there's real estate. Yes, there are other businesses, and this is a business, nothing less, nothing more. But you're the only person who is responsible for everything, all the decisions. Like we trying to break free from that level. Every time we do that, this is a fake out and the market rallies down. Very tempted to see how we react here, or going to be a good short. Always a good all-time highs. Quick, quick moves, 20-point moves. Why is it acting up? Here's the opening range. Like we're just ranging. I'm going to come and try micros. No harm in sizing down. Be unsure of the direction. Don't know where it's going to go, up, down. So a bad idea to just size down for a bit. Here we go. Experience, I can see a big short coming in. He's coming back to this level, testing it and see if buyers reclaim it and then kind of move higher. That would be a killer setup. And you can also argue that market did try to go higher, but this big wick indicates that you have a lot of sellers at this point. And all this volume or price imbalance has to carry one way or the other. Going to go up, or is it going to keep going down, or is it just going to consolidate here the rest of the day or the hour? That's what we need to figure out. Wait for this 5 minute to close and see how we go from there. Testing the view.
Order filled.
First tab short. Right. A lot of room. Kicked in. Usually that big sell candle means that momentum is going to continue. Not always, but usually. Good sign for the sellers. A lot of buying needs to happen before we can push higher. Doesn't mean that there's not a lot of buyers in the market, but they might more be interested buying at levels down here. Considering it's still the start, that would be the new opening range. See if we can open it up. I'll go stop break even. Seeing this have been a previous area of support as well, we might see a big bounce up, but we might see a continuation as well. Seven seconds before this candle closes. Like I'll just get stop break even. I do want to see if we can continue down. Continue lower. Break out of the opening range.
Stop filled.
Stop me out. Could have secured those 10, 15 points. How much did or make? Fourth trade entry. Roughly 16 points. 19 points in the money and closing at break even, roughly 5 points. See what I mean by commissions? Almost $10 per entry and exit. Eats up through my profits. That's futures with low spreads or near zero spreads for ya. Always keep getting reaction off at this point. Good buyers coming in, but looks very weak at the moment. I wouldn't mind shorting it again. Shorting because it's getting rejection off of VWAP. But if we see strong volume pushing it up, then the narrative changes. And it might be just a chop day. Big wick up, big wick down. That candle is higher than the prior bar low. Tells me that there's a lot of indecisiveness. It could go higher or down. This candle needs to close below the prior bar low for it to continue momentum downstairs. And that was a great exit. I would have been out of the money at the moment, or hitting stop loss. That's what I mean by just closing at 15 points, 20 points. That's been working for me. Okay, now this shifts things. We are above the VWAP. That's the opening range. I'm gonna wait and see. I'm gonna go higher or lower. 5 seconds before this candle closes. Pretty big move. Not what I'm used to seeing, but that's pretty good. 60 points on first 15 minutes. I was so hesitant here. Wanted to go long. I was hesitant because it's just, me, it's choppy. Go 1 minute, you can tell that it's just up, down, up, down. A lot of fake outs. What I can see, it can come below here and fake everyone out who bought at VWAP. Then it'll move up higher, but we don't know. Mean reversion for sure. Quick reversal. That sell move. Doesn't look super bullish at the moment. Still stuck in the overnight range. Maybe 10 pointers is the way to go. Getting in your 10 pointers and getting out. You don't want to get caught in this move. Pretty big move. Buy anywhere. Have been caught, so I know. About 10 points and draw down pretty quickly on the wrong side. 50-50. We wanted to come test VWAP so we can go long. Is it gonna do it? We don't know. All right, coming to test the VWAP. Wouldn't mind being a buyer there. Even a little bit. Oh, I
Order
was going to move
filled.
my order a little bit lower because that's usually the stop loss run. Even this is a good entry if we can run up and continue the move higher. Stop loss right below this wick. Like it was a good entry. See if we can continue higher. I'll go stop in the money. Usually I wait for it to go 10 points in the money before moving the stop in the money because it'll just stop me out and I've got a really good entry.
Stop filled.
Like so. I'll
Order
go buy
filled.
here. Quick reaction. I can see that Wix just getting those stop loss orders. And good momentum could continue higher. All the stop losses that were here, they got run. Now we're moving higher. I'll go stop in the money again, just protecting that capital. Copy. I want to see volume here. Being patient to see if it breaks out. Not securing any profits. Stop in the money, but tempted to just close and take those $100 trades. But I think off of that wick, that's a pretty good entry. If I just let it play out, it'll turn out to be a good trade. I might add to it, but it's very choppy, so I'm just being hesitant.
Stop filled.
Stop me out. Net zero with commissions and everything. Wait for this candle to close. It could keep going lower and tapping the low of the opening range. I don't want to get caught in that. So maybe it's a market for those 10-point trades, 5 points, 10 points, getting out. I see it getting lower. You don't seeing a lot of buyers come in. There's definitely a sort of resistance at this point. I can come and draw. Where's the, oh, hiding right. That's what I'm looking at. Clear resistance there. Okay, trying to break that. Grabbing liquidity left, right, center. Would have been a good entry if I held it, but okay. Try to get another entry here. Something tells me it's still a short. Something tells me. I'll try a
Order
short here.
filled.
Even if it's a loss. I'm gonna go with my gut. Gonna be a tight stop. I'll go stop in the money in case if it rallies higher. But looks like a classic short setup because there's perhaps so many buyers up here. We're right at that trend line. Might just come in and want to buy it there. Could be wrong, but let's see.
Stop filled.
Looks like we are rallying higher. Few seconds before this. Ooh, damn.
Order
No
filled.
buy here. Very risky, but volatility is your friend. That would have hit my profit target. Volatility just spiked. Is there some news here we don't know about? I need to check. I do know it's grabbed a lot of liquidity, got in at the right spot, and we might rally higher. Usually what happens after a big move like that when market goes and grabs liquidity. But I've been more patient, yes, but that was just my first reaction. Goes off here. If you see A plus setup, speed of execution after confirmation. That was the confirmation. That's the trade actually. Only good trade from today. See if we can get that happening. Why am I going for 24? It's a psych level. Could hit that, could not. We don't know. I might be trailing my stop anyway, closing it in the money for that. But that's like if volatility spikes, if we see a big run on my order there to catch it. The moment is just looking very choppy, grabbing liquidity both ways. That would have shaken a lot of buyers. Also sellers. Everybody who thought they were a seller here, they would have just quickly gotten in and out of money. They will start to cover at this point. They will lose hope and they will give up. And we'll see a nice squeeze higher. The overall trend is bull. So we might see a continuation. There you go. That's the runner. See if we can break out of the opening range. At least go test the opening range. Literally filled all of that gap up past 15 minutes. There's a lot of liquidity here. Needs to fight through for sellers to cover. See a big squeeze with a lot of volume. Sellers might get interested again and they will come in heavy. You might see price fall down my entry or below. This is the point called volume profiling, or this was the point where most of the trading was done yesterday. Post session price will want to come down to this level as a magnet unless there are some other fundamental changes and we're seeing a bull market which essentially means that buyers are interested even at those premium pricing, that they are thinking that market's still cheap and market might rally higher. So this is still discount pricing for the buyers who think that this moment here was actually the low and we're going to see higher highs. So let's see. Being patient here. This candle needs to go with a lot of volume. We don't see volume here, volume dwindling. That's not a great sign. Might see a mean reversion or just price just coming back and doing the choppy consolidation for a while. Yeah, not seeing a lot of volume there. Picking up. This is the most exciting and the most boring part. Exciting because I want to see how this turns out. Boring because a lot of waiting. It's still close at a loss. I want to go and move the stop break even, but there's a chance it would wick me out and then move higher. So we'll see a minor pullback and then we'll move higher. What I want to see it just keep rallying for a bit and print a couple of like so. Nice thick 5-minute bull candles. Is it gonna do it? We don't know. Definitely a point to add, but volume seems weak. I'm being hesitant. Anything I wanna get out, so I'll do that.
Order filled.
That trade was cut very short, almost 1-to-1 or even less. What was the exit? 449. Yeah. 1-to-1, even negative RR, honestly. And now it can run higher. Classic. I think there's so much resistance there. So much resistance. Ah, I think I cut it too short. Okay, you can't be salty about these things. Maybe I had cold feet seeing that it's a choppy market. We'll get another entry if we actually break out. See where this candle closes in 20 seconds. $50 in commission. Gnarly. Gnarly. Definitely got out too quick. Left some points on the table for sure. How many? See. About 8 points, 10 points. Seeing that big liquidity grab here. Now this is what I'm looking at. Narrative shifted a bit. And there's definitely some resistance here as well. That could turn into support. Session so far. Almost 40 minutes in the session, and we're just seeing a price that's stuck between the opening range. Does not want to break out. Printing huge wicks both sides. If I had a trailing stop here, would have got hit anyway, so there's some consolation I get from it. Right, coming back to test that previous support region right in the middle. I actually wanted a short there, but I was like, okay, it's counter trend. I don't want to get in, and this is a chop action. 1 minute is more clear that which show markets ranging higher, but these big moves down, they're the killer.
Order filled.
Might be too quick, but it's off of that previous support region. I'll get out quick on that one. Just a quick bounce off. Up right below. Let this candle settle. That's too much drawdown. If I wanted the candle to settle, volatility spiked, and it's just wicking everybody out. That's my hot stop now.
Stop filled.
Stop me out. That puts us break even on the day. Good accuracy even. That one trade got me and a couple of break evens, so not doing much. Made about $145. Lost about 88, so losing less, making more, but the commission, they're gonna get ya. I'm
Order
gonna
filled.
sell short here from that previous support region turning into resistance and see if we can get a move down lower and test the bottom of the opening range. Stop right above that consolidation region. I'll let this one play out.
Stop filled.
That was pretty quick. Definitely buyers supporting that region. Maybe my stop loss was too tight. That gonna be a buy here. Entry. That's a great sign for the bulls. Still stuck in that opening range. And closing in about 40 seconds. See how we go. It's gonna go. It's gonna be now. You can
Order
buy
filled.
here for the breakout. If it wants to break out. Any trades today again. I'm just follow market with very strict trade management and stuff. Okay, like we trying to break above, but I'm gonna add here.
Order filled.
Push. Platform lagging, eh? How is it gonna stop me out? Get momentum higher. Pushing. Really, the platform's lagging at the thinking about it. That's the squeeze. Sellers should cover now. Unless there's something else, we might see momentum continue. Next 5-minute bar as well. This needs to be a strong 5-minute close. And that was a good ad. All right, I'll trail one stop as well. Other end. Flush. I want to be a part of it. Looks promising. Trail my other stop as well. Trade risk free. Zoom in on the action. Trail it tight. Doesn't look good at the moment. Tight, tight. Also trailing tight because I'm in a full position, 10 micros.
Stop field.
Stop me out. Might become a buyer here. I have a feeling it'll just come down and take a lot of those stop loss. Quickly flush down below the opening range. I want to catch that. This was a good trade. Shame it didn't move up higher. And I closed it quick because of the market conditions. I left a lot of the trades to play out, but it just wicked me out so many times. So I was like, okay, let me just close this one because I was in a full position as well. So very tight stop losses or stops in the money. That entry was 755 to 72. Let's come and log that one. 55 stop was roughly here. 72. Not a bad exit at the moment. Could rally higher, but hey. Usually all-time highs, big sell reaction as while it's playing out. Let's see how we've done so far. Win ratio has improved a lot. A lot of break evens, Could have closed them 100, 200 profits, but you never know. Even this one could rally, but I just wanted to secure that. Get me out of that red zone. Trade wise, a lot of break evens, losers, but then the winner was big ish. That kind of takes care of all of that. That's the number I want to watch. Net commissions and fees. I'll delete that order. The double top there. I get that stop loss run. Let's see. We get that fill. Mark has been doing that a lot. A lot of the breakout traders will have their limits up here, but then their stops right here. I'm trying to catch those stop loss orders. Wow. That's something. Really something. If I left that trade running, that would have hit my first TP right there pretty quickly. But then again, if my TP was off even a tick or a point, it would have just come back down. So tells you something about the price action today. Very volatile. Especially on the 1 minute, it's going to be more evident. Quick move up. Tells me there's a lot of resistance at that point. Just squeeze a lot of the shorts out. Okay. That trade would have been nice for the orb guys. That would have been 20 points in the money now. And counting. Tempted to get in here, but looking it's so volatile. Patient. Could have managed that trade better, but I was in a full position. Not too bad closing it. Wasn't a bad idea to stay flat in this market. Strong bull move on the 15-minute. Going for all-time highs. Be a good short here. Seconds before this candle closes. Seconds, guys. Boys and girls. Ah, don't you love Fridays? That's just teasing the shorts. A lot of guys will short it here, thinking that, okay, it's the exhaustion of the move. Continuation lower. We could, but I might be teasing them. I'll just print a big, quick, take the stop loss orders. That's where I've got my limit order to catch that stop loss run. I'm in no rush. What I do like though, price action has slowed down a bit. 1 minute, it's going to be more evident that we're not seeing. I mean, it's still very choppy, extremely choppy and down. Slow it down a touch. That's that move after teasing the shorts. A lot of people shorted here as well, but I think it's just gonna move up and take their stop loss orders first. Just a feeling. A lot of buyers would have come in on this spot as well. And it's very common to see that after a big move higher, we would see a exhaustion or some consolidation, some call it compression, where price will just stay in that region for a bit and consolidate. That's pretty healthy. Unlike some days where it just goes quick up and then sells off pretty quickly, and you don't know. But usually you see some compression because a lot of people gained or lost money and people just step out. So volume gets away. All right, that's the move that's going to decide. We're going to see a reversal or a trend continuation. The momentum's strong enough to keep pushing higher, or we've just exhausted all of that and might come and see a mean reversion. My take, there's still some gas in the tank. There you go. Usually the second move is always higher because it's very unexpected. Gonna hit stop loss runs, and a lot of sellers are going to panic knowing that, okay, now the momentum's strong and they shouldn't be on the market. That's well, institutions will sell into it. Everyone's going to buy the hype, say, okay, markets are going up, so they are going to buy into it. And the institutions and big orders just going to sell all of that. And then you see a big move down. Usually. That's it. Had I stayed in the trade, that would have been a nice trade. I don't regret it, but could have made some good 15 extra points on it. We might get those 16 points from this trade. That's it. By a tick. By a point. 0.25 to be exact. Look at that big move from that port region. I look back. Could have been more patient, but I was patient and I just tried to secure that profit to close my day. Good profit. Commission got me a lot of break even. Now I just got missed by a tick. Higher. Roughly there. That's an extended move past the 095s. Seeing that we have such strong momentum. Not far off. One wick's gonna do it. Squeezing them shorts. Tight. Will, but I level up, seeing very strong bull. Might see it high at 20. Keeping my limit a little bit lower than 24,100 to get a fill. If we don't get there, if there's a hard rejection at that psych level. That's the idea behind the trade. Getting good pricing. What a move. My initial exit to here, it's just 20 points. Right, see if we can get that fill. Little extended run for the sell-off. Just by a tick again. Do it this time.
Order filled.
And I'm in. Hoping that that's the exhaustion of the move. Could be wrong totally. That's why I've got a stop loss to catch me. But maybe I top ticked it. And that would be an incredible trade. Imagine buying here. That'd be so stressful. These pullbacks are nice for buying action, but they'll get run pretty quickly. Depending how we react at that psych level. Platform's freezing up for some reason. If you go down, we'll go down fast. I'd add into it too, but still very risky seeing that it's going to be a counter trend. Fading the move, they call it. Seeing if we can get a reversion, mean reversion, get a nice pullback, and buyers are going to be interested in this spot again. Nah, looks like we keep going higher. Might get stopped out.
Stop filled.
Got stopped out. Just break even on the day. Doesn't want to stop this market. Big bull candles. Squeezing them shorts. Hard.
Order filled.
Alright, I'm going short here. So that little wick come in. Might be a big institution order. Could just pooch me. But that wick was a little bit telling. Little telltale sign. They say the faster you go, the harder you fall. Let's see if that's true. I also don't want to fight the trend, so I might be planning my exit sooner than I would like. Just wanted to rally down at least 20 points or so. 15 points will do it as well. We engulfed that big bull candle, then that's a great sign. But if we don't get close to the prior bar low, I would be inclined to close this trade. Need to get past this prior bar low to engulf this bull candle. Signifies selling action in the market. Bulls are still in control, seems like. I'll tighten my stop in case we see a big move higher. That's a good sign. That's a sign that bulls are getting exhausted. Can't push it higher. A couple of prior 5-minute candles were complete closing bull, but this one was this could signify a healthy pullback. And buyers getting more interested at this spot. That's what I see, unless there's something else going on in the market. Again, this candle needs to come close to the prior bar's low. Staying higher, that means full momentum still wants to continue. It revisits the prior bar low, closes below. Good sign for our trade. Right, trying to test that prior bar low. The clear consolidation region. That was the first step. That's the second step. Well, this is the second step. That's the third step. Might come and tap this second or third step and then see how how price reacts off of this region. That would be usually, that's the all-time highs. Oh, something happened on my chart here. There we go. Really want to add to this as well, but it's counter trend, so I'm just being a bit more hesitant. But it's definitely revisited the prior bar's low, and this could continue. It engulfed all of that buying action, so this could continue lower. Just being a tad bit careful. It could be like this, big sell and then quick move higher. I don't want to get caught in that. And my platform's lagging.
Order filled.
I did add. Just don't see the limits.
Order filled.
Oh, I moved my limit too quick. I was seeing that it might close below and tap. That was a quick sell move. And my platform's lagging, so that didn't help. That would have been a profit trade as well. That was a pretty quick flush. Might just continue. At least hit those stop losses here. I want to be there to catch them. pretty wide stop loss. I don't want that wide. Keep it pretty tight. Works, cool. Doesn't work, then oh well. That was a great trade there. Now I want to see him push down. A little bit more optimistic, seeing the bull trend, but what happened? We're seeing some nice reaction off of here. Might get some stop loss runs here, so I'm just trying to have my order there to catch it, and then we might see a nice reversal upstairs. Just a theory. One minute will tell the story better. There you go. Keep getting bounces off here. That doesn't look too good. Let's see how this reacts, this candle. Not too good. Let's see if we can flush him. Test this region one more time and fail. Thinking about it. A lot of buyers will get in here and their stop losses are going to be here. A lot of people who bought here, their trailing stops are going to be roughly there as well. That's what we're trying to catch. How many points is it that I'm trying to? 11 points. That was a beautiful trade. Literally top ticked it and bottom ticked it. Doesn't happen that often usually. I was trying to think that this is going to be that move, but market had still more gas in it. Kept going higher, but after that wick, saw a telltale sign. All right, that wick means that momentum could exhaust, and I had order up there. Great order. Didn't see much drawdown on it, and that was a $285 trade. Added to it here, moved my limits down. Platform was lagging, but that's on my part. And now we're seeing some consolidation here. Hoping it would just come down and tap those stop loss orders in this region. Hoping. But let's see. Stop loss actually should be above that wick. Right at that wick. But
Stop filled.
got stopped out. So this last trade could have been an exit here as well, but I moved my limit. Show that gotta follow your plan, and I was being a little bit more optimistic, and that bit me. All those commissions and stuff. $186. Sorry. How much in commission? $100 in commissions. Just that's why I'm trying to stay away from micros. Was trying to build some cushion on the account so I can actually trade minis. Because profit trades were actually 627. Yes, there were losses, but losses were usually tight. Here's the trade summary. The last trade could have been avoided. That could have turned into a profit, leaving the day at about 350 or 400. That was a good ad as well. Maybe this market is not favoring a lot of good ads, or ads are even adding more to the commission. Now we're seeing that push down that I was thinking, but it stopped me out. That's why I wanted my stop a little bit higher. This is still a 50-50. Ooh, there you go. That's what I was hoping would happen. Hoping. Come and catch my order. Wouldn't have catched it anyway, would have just come up. But that region's very interesting at the moment. What I want to do is sell short and see if we can come lower. Maybe I'm being optimistic, but if I'm wrong, it will give a lot of profits for the day. So that's the decision I need to make. Should I stop for the day or go for one more trade? We're going to keep going higher and squeezing the shorts, or are we just going to see a nice reversal at least up to this area? Gotta make that decision depending on how we close the 5-minute. That looks like a very strong candle. Looks like a lot of buyers came in this area and they're trying to push the prices higher. But this could also mean that we're just going off of this little trend line now. And once we break that, we might see a push higher. But until then, looking like a nice little wedge. Me.
Order
I'm going to
filled.
sell short here. See if we can get that move down. Not, well, just lost profits for the day. I could have protected my green day. But if not, this will be a good trade. As far as I stand. Already took 13 trades for the day. That's too many. A lot of them were break evens, just very tight risk management. So very tight risk management. 30 seconds before this candle closes. See how we react in this area, if we can retest it. All right, we closed outside. Not a great sign. But that candle wasn't very promising. Let's see how this candle, this got to bring. Right now, we just got that first touch on the trend line, meaning that bulls can continue higher, but let's see. Yep, first touch on the trend
Stop
line.
filled.
Bulls continued. That's me halving my, like literally cutting my profits in half. I still think it's a short. I had 2 consecutive losses. I'll be a bit more patient, and it's 15 minutes till my day ends, so try this quick. Right, seeing some nice bull action again. Very risky. Wouldn't recommend. And platform's lagging. So take that off. Platform's lagging. Don't want to be in it. Want to be flat. I don't know what happened now. Filming, then my order got canceled. Completely no clue. Yep, my order got canceled. Oh, no, looks like I'm in it. Not a great sign. And it sells off. I could have been more patient. That's just a platform issue, man.
Stop filled.
Not what I wanted. That puts me break even on the day.
Order filled.
I'll go short with the momentum, see if we can get a nice run down. Again, risky, but that wick is promising. And that platform issue kind of really put me in a, what would you call it? Not a good spot. Following the system wise. That wasn't a planned trade. That was outside of the plan, but this is planned. After that wick, I want to go short. See if we can continue lower. At least go test these wicks. Yeah, we're right at that consolidation region. Need to break it with volume. Otherwise, not looking too good for the trade. Thinking about it. Gonna be one big sweep. Like that's the one.
Order filled.
Okay. Happy with that. Closing the day 200. Could have been 3. But again, one trade out of those trades, that one there wasn't planned, and that put me in 145 drawdown. I kind of tried to close it, but platforms got hung, and that wasn't planned. But overall, pretty good. Could have been worse. I'm gonna close the day here, almost 11:30 now. Thanks everyone for watching. The other results. And let's do a trade review, quick 5 minutes. Best trade, top tick there, getting out roughly at that consolidation region. 411 to 24083. Yeah, roughly there. Top was right above. Yeah, that was a pretty good trade. And then had a couple of drawdowns here for no apparent reason. But then bought that other trade here with the micro. Just going with that momentum. And that was from 9-1 to 8-1, about 10 points. Stop was right there. Didn't want to get too much drawdown on that one. 291, 81. One is the one trade. Could have gone either way. Got lucky on that one, I guess. Trying to follow the momentum on a 5 minute. Could have closed the day at about close to 350. Because there was a point here where I moved my limit. Platform was lagging as well. And that trade just got closed up in a loss. I could have at least trade management on my side. I could have just moved the stop to break even. I did not do that. So that trade closed in a loss. And that was the scale in position. So I got out of the primary position, and that was the trade that I scaled into the second position, and that got closed in a loss. So that kind of put me in a hairy spot. And then this one trade, which was the E-mini, I put the trade on as a limit order, but I saw the market shift, platform hung. I tried to close the trade. It did not work. And after like 30 seconds or 60 seconds or so, I realized that I was still in the trade. And that got stopped out at a loss, hefty loss of $145. Couldn't even change my stop loss orders or anything. The platform was a hang. So that was out of plan. Otherwise, great day. Next trade was a $200 winner. You can see all those trades, break evens and stuff. I could have just held some. I was trying to scalp and get money off the table. This point of the time, when I was up 300, I could have stopped, but I kept going and profits kept dwindling. But you could also argue that I could have stopped trading at this point of the day when I was up $100. I would never have seen that $300. So even now, if I go for a couple of trades, I can go maybe $500 for the day, but I'm stopping because I'm seeing a lot of compression happen here. Markets chopping, markets ranging. So I'm just trying to take it easy and cool off. I can see definitely there's this region that the market's respecting at the moment, and we need to get out of that before we can decide a direction. That's what I'm looking at, especially on the micros where I did all my charting. You could see that stuck in that region, but that region, that short there that I got stopped out of, I thought this was the trend line. And once we broke it, okay, I got stopped out. No worries. So that was the next trade that I got into, trying to follow that momentum here, knowing that, okay, we're seeing a clear trend line, clear resistance line, and then we might just bounce and come and revisit the previous support. That was this region here. The market's just respecting. It bounced off once, twice, thrice, 4 times. But I also knew that a lot of the stop orders are going to be right below or right at this point here. And that's where my exit was, just to catch those stop loss orders. And that's what it did. Good thing to notice is my losses were smaller, profits were bigger, right? The only thing that got me was the fees and commission, $135. This was even $35 that they could have been about $300. But that's the price of trading. That's the price of getting tight spreads. And that's the price of trading micros. Going lower risk, but increases the commissions. Number of trades was 16, more than I would like. I wanted to cap the trades at 5, 10, or 1. But my strategy at the moment doesn't like 1 or 2 trades because I'm having very tight risk management, getting out quickly at break even and stuff. So hindsight, if I left one trade here that I had a great buying position, but you never know, you're going to see this big trend up. If I just left that trade, you know, if I didn't trail the stop in the money too quickly, if I just let it run, it would have just given me. But you never know, you know, after you see this candle here, this could have easily come and swept the lows, and market could have come down lower, and I would have just been bummed about not closing profits. And that's what happened. I kept getting stopped out in the money or at break even, and the market just wasn't proving the good price action. It was just a lot of chop. Once it did break out, though, I did get interested before the breakout. Did make some money here. Lost some here at a short. I thought it was just going to go down. It didn't. Flipped the narrative. Went long. Added. And got out somewhere here. This was a very good spot to get in. My orders were just below here, but hindsight, that was a great orb setup, which is a breakout and then retest and then continue higher. I didn't participate in that trade, and I waited for all of this move to play out before I got interested here. $57 loser, and then once I saw that wick come in, I almost top ticked it here, and that was a great trade again. So I could have easily got in at the orb setup and then got my payout there, but you never know. One for the books, one to remember here, one to keep notice, or I could have easily just left my stop in the money here and let the trade run, but I added to it. So my average just got higher, and I didn't want to get out of the position at a break even or a loss when I was in my full position. And now it could seem like this could be a good short, but seeing the whole trend is trending higher, you don't want to be a part of it, right? And I top ticked it here. You could argue that I could have left the stop in the money and let it run and would have hit my profit target anyway here. But you saw a big move up higher here as well. This could have easily continued going higher, breaking that trend line. I don't want to be a part of that as well. So that's the trading session for today. Thanks everyone for watching. This was a much better session and good patience. And I followed these rules. Urgency kills. Speed of execution after confirmation. Waiting for A+ setups. Controlling the process and leaving the outcome. There you go. See you guys next week. Have a great weekend.